grieving father with tears in his eyes was sprinkling a special herb on his son's body so that no hunter could harm his corpse. But as soon as the father turned away, a hungry vulture silently descended from the sky. The vulture was about to turn the boy into prey when the young man suddenly opened his eyes. He quickly grabbed the bird by the throat and pushed it into a deep valley. Soon the boy realized that he was trapped on the edge of a huge, steep cliff. In fear, he called out to his father, but his voice only echoed in the mountains. Finally, he tried to climb down himself, but his feet slipped. Luckily, he grabbed a rock protruding from the wall. The rock hung thousands of feet above the ground, and the sight of the skeletons lying below terrified him. Just then, the weather changed, and black clouds began to fall, accompanied by torrential rain and strong winds. The wind was shaking the rocks violently, and the water had made them very slippery. He did not give up and held on to the rocks tightly. After a while, he saw that the rainwater was rapidly accumulating below. When his strength began to fail, he jumped into the water at great risk. The water saved him, but as he fell, his leg broke on a rock. Now he could not even stand up straight. He dragged himself to a muddy spring and quenched his thirst. Then, gathering courage, he clamped his broken leg between two heavy stones and tried to straighten it with all his might. The pain was so unbearable that he almost lost consciousness, but he tied a piece of dry wood to his leg. He had barely breathed a sigh of relief when a pack of wolves surrounded him. He ran with his wounded leg and climbed a dry tree. One of the wolves jumped into the air and grabbed his wounded leg in its jaws. In self-defense, the young man took out a stone knife and struck the wolf on the head, saving his life. The other wolves waited for him under a tree all night. When he woke up the next morning, he saw that the other hunters had gone, only the wounded wolf writhing in pain. At first, the boy wanted to kill him, but the look in the eyes of the helpless animal melted his heart. He tied the wolf's face with his belt and carried it over his shoulders to a safe cave. There, he cleaned the wolf's wounds and treated him. Under his care, the animal gradually recovered. When both of them were very hungry, the boy went hunting and caught a rabbit. While he was trying to light a fire in the cave, the wolf pounced on the food. The boy slapped him and ate the raw meat first, showing him who was the real boss. From that moment on, the two became close friends. Over time, their wounds healed and they set off on their way home. Whenever danger approached on the way, the wolf stood as a shield in front of the boy. Suddenly, a terrible snowstorm began, which made it difficult to walk. In the meantime, another pack of wolves attacked them and they fled to an ice cave to save themselves. But a ferocious cave lion was already there. The wolf fought the lion to save his companion, but the lion was overpowering him. At the last moment, the boy shot an arrow from his bow, which directly pierced the lion and killed it. In the ensuing fight, the wolf was seriously injured. The boy cut the lion's flesh and fed it to his companion to keep him alive. The storm continued to intensify, and finally they both fell unconscious on the ice. In his unconscious state, the boy remembered his father, which gave him the courage to stand up. He stood up, picked up his dying wolf, and started walking forward, facing the blizzard. After much struggle, he saw his tribe from afar. When his father saw that his son had returned alive with a wolf in his arms, he couldn't believe his eyes. He ran over with joy and hugged his brave son, crying.